Welcome, welcome. Good boys. Good, was good, was good. What? Good, Keo. What strategy do you use? I tried ICT concepts. Good boys, welcome, welcome. I think previous day's high is in play. That's it. Previous day's high. I think we can probably take it out in the first 30 minutes. Um, talk about it. What's good, Roddy? What's good, Meow? Alpha Trader's up and running. Yep. I actually have an account. I'll show you guys what it looks like. For those of you who are interested in Alpha Trader, what's your code? GATIE. Which pair of confluences are we trading? I'll be trading the NASDAQ today. But we're going to be on paper because it's FOMC in the afternoon. So all I want to do is survive. Premium, if you did no activation, you pay once you pass. If you pass once, if you pass on the first try, Bobby, then you actually save money. But if it's going to take you like, I think even 2 tries, then it's not even worth it. I think 2 tries, it's like the same. I think 3 tries is where like, then you're like losing money. You might as well just buy the cheaper eval. But let me show you guys Alpha Trader. Down to London lows. How's trading been treating you? I can't complain. PM today? Yeah, we're going to do a double stream today, guys. Good shit, Elliot. Love to hear it, man. Especially if it's lower, not as. Yeah, exactly. If we can get some sort of sweep lower, maybe pre-market lows to pre-market highs, then we can run easily the previous day's high. And that'll be a very simple game plan. And I would look for this in the first 30 minutes. Pretty much only. This is Alpha Trader, guys. Can you guys see? Pretty clean. There's copy trading. You can take trades very easily with just the button. Just, increase or decrease the contract size. You can make your annotations. You can change your chart colors. Alpha Trader is pretty clean. Yeah, 50% off, guys. It's no joke. Are you streaming another platform? I do TikTok and YouTube. But TikTok, you can only see like half my screen. On YouTube, you can see the whole screen. Welcome, welcome. 5 today's long. I think we can run previous day's high. That's my target. You guys have to also keep in mind we have FOMC in the afternoon, and we have NVIDIA earnings after market today, right? That's something to keep in mind. Very important. Can I save my chart settings now because mine seems to reset when I close the site? It should save. I think just sign out, sign back in. I don't think you got the update, maybe. Do you use live account or live funded? Both, brother, both. You can save it though, yeah. Because I used to have the same issue, but then once the update came out, I told them that was something they need to fix, actually. I was like, you guys need to make sure that you can save your chart stuff. Yeah. As for this account, I don't know why it hasn't been passed. I've already made like 7.5 on it or 7.7, and it still hasn't. I don't know. I guess I'm just like stuck with this account. I can literally do whatever I want with it. I got you, Syed. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I'll get back to you. Yep. Guys, 50% off Alpha Futures. You can get, like, if you're a beginner trader, what I tell people, get the 25K zero. It's literally $40. Not even, 39. $39 for a 25K zero plan. Make your money and then you can upgrade. Or if you want the 50K, it's like, I don't know how much it is, like 50, 60 bucks. Nah, it's unlimited use, brother. It's unlimited use. The Lucid trading one is 2-time use for 50% off. But the Alpha Futures one today, or for 2 days, it's unlimited. Yeah, Nvidia's aftermarket today. I actually took a position last night just in case. High risk, high reward, I guess. And worst case, I mean, it's Nvidia, right? You can always get in again. If Nvidia goes below 200, I'll buy more. As for the other stocks, yeah, they're just chilling. I wanted to try to get in Google as well, but to go down more. How do I get out of a losing streak? You'd have to win. If you can win, then your losing streak will be over. Bought multiple positions last night. I'm iffy on Google. I mean, short term, whatever. Like, not if, like, whatever. I don't really care. But long term, I mean, I've never been more confident in Google, Microsoft, Nvidia. Long term, is Alpha Trader good? It's good. I've tested it out myself multiple times. Was good, Danny. For a real note, Apple user 1985. You're on a losing streak. The first thing you have to figure out is, are your losers actually like? Hold on, let me record this because this is a W. What I'm about to say is pretty W. If you're on a losing streak and you're trying to figure out how to get out of it, I think your first priority needs to be, are these losses a part of my system, or am I simply just not trading well? You need to make sure that when you lose, it's actually losses you're supposed to be taking, right? That's the first thing. Most of the time, you'll find that a lot of the losses are not even applicable to your system. They're trades that you would simply want to eliminate in the future. Losses that are not meant to be taken as account to your data set, right? Sometimes you take wins that are not accounted to your data set, right? You got a little bit lucky, or you didn't follow rules, but you still won. That's not data, that's not statistics, that's not edge, that's not confidence, that's random. You got lucky once. But the same thing can happen on the other side, right? If you take trades that you're not meant to and you lose, that's not a part of your data and not a part of your edge. Is meeting minutes important? Yes, it's pretty important. I don't expect the best morning session, especially with NVIDIA earnings aftermarket. Gatie, can you please explain the payout method on the Alpha Zero plan, taking the 1500 payout with only 51,500? You would request 750, brother. You would request 750. No, this is not Alpha Trader, but I do have an Alpha Trader. The only reason I'm not on it is because we're going to be a paper on the morning. Guys, we did take a pre-market win, though. I posted it in the Discord. Took a nice pre-market trade today. Pretty simple. 7:30 a.m. idea. Set up the high. I got short on the break. Retest. I got in my full risk there. Then I trailed, shorted, and shorted here when it's close to TP. Exit. Pretty nice. And that was the exit right here, forming pre-market low. Then you could have taken the longs. You play that, that range, little bit of a market maker buy model. Pre-market's really good for that kind of stuff on days like this. Yeah, the settings are not saving me for even when I'm just idle for 5 minutes on the site. It resets. Make sure when you go to the settings, you're editing the trading charts. Yes, FOMC minutes is important. Oh yeah, you can copy Tradeify together, and you can copy Alpha Trader together. I'm just gonna be on paper, Toffee. You trade pre-market sometimes. CFC protocol today? Yes. What's the plan for today? Look for a previous day's high. Will it be better to trade PM session and not trade AM? Yes. That would be my recommendation to anyone. Are you gonna trade AM? We're gonna be on paper in the morning, so we're gonna follow our rules. We're gonna approach it. I will say it's FOMC minutes, so it's not as impactful as the full press conference. But there's also Nvidia earnings today, guys, which is very important. 50% alpha futures is for 48 hours, guys. And remember, if you do use my code, send me a message on Discord. It's not automatic. Send me a message on Discord because you have I don't know what the probability is, but you have a chance to win an iPad, so you might as well take advantage. I'm on ES. It looks like it's going to sweep. Yeah, that would be nice if we can sweep out the pre-market lows. And then potentially long. What time will you trade PM? I'll be live for PM at 2 p.m. Eastern time. How much does someone get from the alpha code? You mean when someone uses my code? I get 10% off each sale. How many accounts? Unlimited, brother. There's no limit. Yeah, 50% is crazy. 50% is crazy. The 25K account is $39. That's insane. Lucid, it's 2-time use. Oh, you mean the commission? I think it's the same, 10%. Maybe it might be 12% actually. It's like 10 or 12. But if you're talking about the discount code, it's 2 accounts. Do you have 5 premiums? Yeah, I do. I think premium's the best one. Yeah, premium payouts are very easy. Seeing a break lower at open. I hope it goes lower off the open too. Appreciate the flowers, brother. Lucid, yeah, Lucid you have until July 2nd, but remember it's 2 accounts for Lucid. 2 accounts for Lucid. Okay, let's see. Again, I really want to focus. When we have FOMC in the afternoon, I'm not suggesting anybody trade. Yes, you can copy trade on Alpha Trader. I'm not suggesting anybody trade, but if you are going to trade, the first 30 minutes is essential, in my opinion. The first 30 minutes is the most essential time to look for something. Difference between payouts on demand and bi-weekly? On demand? What's on demand payouts? I don't know what that is. I don't know. That's way too far. Nvidia earnings is after market, so that may influence the PM session. Gatie, if it opens creates a liquidity shift, you would get the break on those against after or something? I would long a breaker. Yeah. Daily payouts, you mean? Yeah, would you recommend 25K or 50K? Depends on your budget. If your budget is lower, just get the 25K. Like, you can build your bankroll. Don't let social media tell you you have to get the 50K or the 100 or the. You get what you can comfortably afford to risk, right? What you're and if that's $39 and you can only buy accounts when they're on sale, that's $39, right? Obviously, you can probably make more with the 50K, but the 25K is a lot easier to pass, right? Because you don't have to make as much. So yeah, I mean, this might just pump straight to previous day's high. I say that because is there SMT? Like a bit of an SMT. If this low was 930, I'd actually consider buying right now. But because it's not, I'm not going to. I am personally bullish. So let's study something like this, guys. 1-to-1 to previous day's high. Let's just say 1-to-1. 1-to-1 to previous day's high. Just watching. I mean, I wouldn't execute this. Not really clean enough. I would have preferred 9:30 go lower. But we did open below 8:30 opening, so that's very important. Very important. The tendency for these kind of mornings where there's afternoon session and such is we tend to see the move in the first 30 minutes. Like a lot of the time what will happen is we're going to set like a range. Let's just say the market does something like, I don't know. Let's just say we get a range like this. And this is the high of the range and that's the low of the range. After the first 30 minutes, we're just going to stay inside that range. Meaning we're not going to do much else. Anyways, let's continue to read. We got like a 1R. Cool. Just studying. I mean, ES is going lower. Make price at least go again to RTH range. Wait a minute. Why is it? Let's remove those. Look at YM. Honestly, I think I want to like stop looking at YM. It's kind of been influencing me a lot recently, and it hasn't really been helpful because it's just completely doing its. Yeah, I mean, yeah. YM is like completely doing its own thing. Anyways, we're just watching this, guys. We're not actually in a trade. Would you recommend? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a 25K account, man. What's good, Danny? Guys, 50% off Alpha Futures. Here, do you guys want? Should we take a trade on? Let me show you guys what a trade looks like. If you get Alpha Trader, I think it's a really clean platform, and the beauty is yo, those guys are working every single day to make it as good as possible, right? Like they're working every day to make it as good as possible, and that's really important. So if you have any issues, you know, you can always open up a ticket or even let me know and I can let them know perhaps. I'll show you guys what it looks like. So this is Alpha Trader. Again, this account doesn't really matter, so I'm just going to show you guys. You can click buy. So I'm taking along on Alpha Trader. You can see that there's no, like it shows you the dollar amount. You can drag your stop loss and then you can drag your TP. Let's say you want to, you know, obviously this trade is outrageous, but again, this account's already up 8,000. You can get execution arrows. You can turn them off if you want. See, my layout saves. Someone said their layout doesn't save. I don't know. Make sure you're editing the trade panel. That could be a influencing factor. You can make your annotations and you can pyramid very easily. So let's just say you wanted to buy, you know, one more contract. You just click the button. You can also right click on the chart. Say you want to put a buy limit, right? You can put a buy limit here. Let me go to the 1 minute chart because it's like, I don't know. It's way easier, right? You can even go to like the 15-second chart. Let's go to the 15-second chart. Takes a little bit of time there, right? So 15-second chart, you have access to it. You can see, and it's included in the subscription. You know, yeah, this is Alpha Trader with Alpha Futures. So this is what it looks like. Let me just make sure TikTok can see it all. I'll like try to minimize it. So yeah, I think you guys can see it now, right? So you can set limit orders. You can, so let's say we cancel everything, right? You can drag a stop loss. Let's just put it here. Yo, that candle is moving so fast. It's like spazzing out. You can put, so you can drag and set your TP and stop loss, right? You can entry, you can partial out. So let's say click sell, that'd be a part. I only had one contract, so obviously it wasn't a partial. And there's copy trading. If you go here, you can set a leader account, right? And then you can set follower accounts. You would click create group. Yep, you can see two charts. I can't really show you on TikTok, but you can switch through as many charts as you want. It's really clean. You can set templates. It's pretty much trading view. It's just there's a trade copier on it. Anyways, that tape read did not play out, but we did hit the 830 opening price, and we swept out these equal highs. So now we can just study this. See, So we have opening range gap quadrants here, 0.25, 0.5, 0.75. I'm not necessarily saying I think it's going to go and hit them all, but we have those quadrant levels. We did go above the 830 opening price, and we did sweep out buy side. So we can study to org 50 here. So I don't know how you'd hop on a trade on this. Like pretty bad risk to reward. I mean, let's just say you took it right when it. You know what? Let's just say we got a fill at 1. Maybe we could get an entry here or something like that. Yeah, so we can study something like this potentially. Like obviously you'd want to stop here and then an entry higher, but just to watch for purposes, a run to opening range gap 50%. Say you went up the fair value gap. I think that could get you 1R. Yeah. We can even paper trade that if it gives it to us. Gatie CBMX, I don't know what that is. Wait for those 10 a.m. longs. I think after 10 a.m., that's where the market becomes really slow. Is also live data. Yes, you get the live data with Alpha Futures Trader or Alpha Trader. Alpha Futures is Alpha Trader. I messed that up. How do you have your tab say day trading indices? You can just rename them. You just right click and no, customize tab title, I think. Or if you make a new tab, when you make a new tab, it'll ask you what do you want. Are you bullish this week? Good question. I actually didn't consider this. There's a good chance that Tuesday's low is safe. So if today closes bullish, then Thursday and Friday will be, guys. Thursday and Friday, those are my main days this week. Like that's where most of my interest will be. Thursday and Friday this week. Thursday and Friday this week. Okay, guys, let's take a paper trade inside this fair value gap. Stop loss at the fair value gap high. And let's look for opening range gap 50%. Thursday's ass? Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I disagree. This week, Thursday and Friday will be my main focus. Why is that? Because good question. Why is Thursday and Friday my main focus this week? We have FOMC minutes today, and we have Nvidia earnings today. Once all that stuff passes, tendency is you get a more settled market, more predictable, more you get like kind of like the real move, you know? Why not today? Because today is FOMC morning, so I only expect decent price action the first 30 minutes. And even the afternoon will be tricky today because we have what's it called? We have Nvidia earnings after market. Nvidia earnings is not something that you want to take lightly. Like Nvidia earnings is a pretty significant event. ES is already at opening range gap 50, so there is an SMT there. If I was trying to pass an eval, I mean, it'd have to be another day. But you could sell one here. You would want to see this flush, with the idea being that that high could be protected. The price could be a rejection block for me. Nice, yeah, nice. I see 50% of R2. When do we have news? News is in the afternoon session. News is in the afternoon session. Yep. I'm going to be on paper until the afternoon, where I'll be trading my account. Very deep move higher. Spikes all. Did that hit us? No, not yet. Very deep retracement. It also could be a reversal, but this is to me, this is very much looking like a seek and destroy. Well, we've now set relative equal lows. Sell side liquidity, we've set equal lows now. And obviously we still have the previous day's high, which is just equal highs here and here. So we've set equal highs and lows on both sides. If it was any other day, if we broke below here, we could use this as a pyramid opportunity. But again, this is FOMC morning, so. But you know what? We'll do it just for practice sake. So trading back into here, filling it completely. My stop loss is here. Minutes though isn't. It's not about, guys. It's not about like the actual candle, whether it's big or small. It's about people want to wait to see what happens before they put in their money. Big money wants to wait, right? How do you make your trend lines to be straight? You just have to hold the shift button. What's the best alpha futures account to trade? In my opinion, for a beginner with zero payouts, the zero plan. It's very affordable, very easy payouts, and it's very good return on investment. Did you lose all the trades this week on lives? Actually, I'm not sure about that. I don't know. Possibly, it's possible. It would be in my journal. I don't think I took any live account trades. It's possible if we did win, we probably won like one. We won and lost or something. That could have been last week. I wouldn't consider that an IFEG. It's not an IFEG, sorry, it's a suspension block. Sorry, I just didn't have the label. So we have the idea is two volume imbalances. One here. And one here. ICT would terminate that as a suspension block. That's not the best drawing, but I think you get the idea. You need 5 days on Alpha Standard. Alpha Standard, you just need. Wait, I don't think they have. Do they still have the standard? Why don't you use TPT? I actually got not banned, but I can't request payouts from TPT. Would you pyramid an entry and drawdown? No. I would never add to a losing trade. Yeah, you just need consistency. You don't even need why? They didn't accept my payout method. There's no payout method that they can approve me of. Why no TPT? I was using TPT in January, and they basically said there was no method that approved me. There was no method. I literally could not request money out of my account. Why should not be a problem? They wouldn't accept my Ys. They used to pay me out with PayPal. That's what used to work. But then my PayPal got banned, and that's where I wasn't able to use it. I used to use PayPal, but then my PayPal got banned from PayPal side. I don't know why. I literally called them trying to verify it to me. I've had the same PayPal for 5 years, and they banned me. And I literally asked them, I was like, could I make a new account? And they were like, no, you'll just get banned. I'm like, what? I've had the same account for 5 years. Like, why am I just randomly getting banned? So I literally can't use PayPal. And they won't accept my Ys because the email on my Ys account is different from my Take Profit Trader email. Oh no, it's not different. Sorry. I can't use Ys because why is so Take Profit Trader requires you to have the same email. They require you to have the same email on your Take Profit Trader account as your payout account. But my Wise account is a business account, and they didn't accept that. And I can't make a new one because I need that email on that one. So it's just like a mess, bro. It's a mess. But I really do like Take Profit Trader. I mean, to be honest, they're pretty much replaced now. They have live trailing drawdown. The only benefit to Take Profit Trader, there's previous days high, guys. The only benefit to Take Profit Trader is their live account is good. But you can just get Tradeify Select, Funded Next Bolt. There's so many things you can do. There's the previous day's high, guys. That was my main target for the day. Seems like we came down, swept the sell side. So we set a high, set equal highs, swept. We didn't really sweep sell side, if I'm being honest. I think ES was a lot cleaner. We do have the S&T at org 50. I don't expect this to trend. So I'm looking at this without any risk, but I would assume that we do come back. And I think these equal lows still are potentially in play. Just because I don't expect it to trend. I could be wrong. I mean, maybe like Nvidia's pumping or something. Whoa, AMD's up 5%. That's cool. Intel 6%. I don't see anything too crazy. I don't expect it to trend today. Bookmap? Nah, I never really thought about it. Gatie, please tell me trailing drawdown on TPT hit that. Yes, once you make a buffer, then the trailing drawdown stops. Correct. The 2-minute wouldn't have been play, yeah. But I mean, yeah, would have had to front run here. Or I guess if you're an inversion trader, I guess maybe I don't know how you'd really do it. ES is a lot cleaner though. Yo, ES has been so clean recently. It's crazy. Apex account's like 300. You gotta use a discount code, bro. That's 90% off. It's $30. If you don't use a discount code with Apex, bro. I just been using it this week and the account's pretty. Yeah, man. I'm happy that works. I've never used it, but if it works for you, how many people in chat use that stuff? How many people, out of curiosity, I want to know how you guys trade. How many people in my chat use Bookmap? Does anybody use it? Do you take payout? Yes, work market. Yeah, correct. I do. Shit, it seems like two, 3 people. But activation fee on Apex is low key. Activation fee is high, yeah. But I don't mind. Like me personally, I don't know if anyone can relate. For some reason, everyone hates activation fees. But isn't cheap eval with expensive activation fee a lot better than expensive eval? Because like then you can spend your money on the eval stage. And guys, we may look for a short here. Again, it would be paper trade, but upon no expensive eval, yeah, I mean that would be ideal. Yeah, I don't know what you'd have to use like Blue Guardian futures or something, but then it's a scam. Now you get no payout as well. You want no expensive eval, no activation fee, but then also no payout. Can I copy trades for accounts on Tradeivate for Alpha Trader? No, Tradeivate is separate. You can copy trade on Tradeivate if you want, but you can't use Alpha Trader to copy trade Tradeivate, if that makes sense. You think we can entry shorts again? I think it's possible, but so far, no confirmation. I think we stay range bound. Like I don't expect it to trend. Bro, how is that new Alpha Trader platform? Is it like Tracy at TossFX? Yeah, it's more like Tradesy, I would say. I can show you guys it again. Here, let me show you guys. I think you guys can see. Okay, almost leaked my stuff. Why not longs? We've already taken previous day's high, and I don't think we're gonna trend. So let's just say we wanted to short. I mean, it's obviously very late now, but just to show you guys, where's the quick trade button? I lost it. Hold on, let me find it. You know, we don't even need the quick trade button. You can just right click on the chart and hold on. Can you guys see everything? I'm trying to make it minimized so TikTok can really see. So this is what it looks like on Alpha Trader. Let's just say whatever. Let's just do like a limit sell. Let's just do one contract just for practice purposes. You can place your orders. Let's say you want to target midnight open. You can set a TP, right? Say you want to put a stop loss. You can put a stop loss. And now we just wait. Alternatively, you can also, and I'll show you. So say you get filled, it tells you how much you're risking and how much you're making. Let's say you don't want to do that and you want to just sell at market. You can click sell market and then you can just drag the stop loss and drag the TP and then click confirm. So it's pretty clean. You can also copy trade. If you go to settings, you go to copy trading, you can set a leader account and a follower account. I don't have any other accounts, but you could do that if you wanted to. You can get the seconds chart. I'll show you what that looks like. So executions, they have executions here. These are just practice stuff. Let's say you go to the 15-second chart. Let's see what it looks like. It does take a little bit of time, but it's a lot smoother. I'll show you what the drawings look like too. So let's go. Where's the rectangle? I think it's here. So let's say you wanted to, I don't know, mark out this bearish fair value gap. Obviously, this is the default, but you would just adjust it to how you like it, right? So how do you take off the border? I don't know. Let's just say you want to FEG, whatever. You guys know this is the same as TradingView. Like you just have to edit how you like it, and you can save templates too. So let's just say that's how you like it. Then the next time you go and draw a box, right? You can just go boom FEG, and it'll label it the exact same way that you want. This account's like just like a whatever account, so don't whatever. Anyways, we're trading back into this order block. So if we were bearish, what we'd want to see is 50% either not get touched or be respected. Because it's what's it called? Because it's, and I think we'll take a paper trade here. Even just something like this. Because it's FOMC day, it can be really sloppy in the morning session. It can get really right, let me just make sure this is labeled correctly. It can get real messy. Really choppy, really deep retracements. It's just kind of how it is for FOMC days. So you wouldn't really want to trail or pyramid on a day like this. If you are trading, you're shorting. This is a paper trade, but yeah, I think this will go lower. Is it TradeIfx? No, that's Alpha Trader. If it goes higher than 946, I expect 949. I don't know. What do you think this target Monday? I actually did have that target, but I don't think it's right now. I don't think this is the right time. How do you exit all positions with a button? You would just click X. Like just click close. Afternoon session normally better? Normally, yes. Normally on FOMC days, afternoon session is better. But we have NVIDIA earnings today. How do you set up the copy trader? You go to settings, go to copy trading, just set a leader account, set a follower account, and then do the thing. Click create group. If I'm gonna yeah, you can do that. You can do that, team. For sure. You just gotta click, sell limit 1 or buy limit 1. You can set multiple follower accounts. Is it free if you get an email from Tradeify? Is what free? Do you think we are long now that we took out last week's low? I think this session is range bound. This is a paper trade, yeah. It was one trade from payout and took a loss today. That's okay, bro. One loss is fine. You can walk away, one loss, come back tomorrow. It's pretty much Top Step X. If you guys ever use that, it's pretty much Top Step X. On Alpha Trader, yeah, you would just click the same, like you're gonna have a position. It's gonna show you like you're in a trade. You would just click X if you want to just close everything. If I enter short from that wick from the order block, you think I can break even now? If it was any other day, I'd put my stop loss either here or here. That's my normal risk management here, because we've retraced and broke lower. But because it's FOMC, it's a very high resistance day. So if I don't trade this day, but if I was going to trade another high resistance day, the protocol I follow is just set and forget. Just set and forget, accept the risk, whatever you want to accept. Maybe you want a half risk. Since you know you can't trail, maybe you want to enter the position with half, right? For example, that's a form of risk management. So it's up to you. You can also the alternative would be aggressive. So you take your trade. If it gives you the opportunity, you break even, which is aggressive, but it's at the end of the day, it's break even. It's not a bad outcome, right? For the purpose of this paper trade, I'm just going to leave it completely full risk. Any other day, if we're bearish, this fair value gap is IO fed, and this order block supports lower prices. That's any other day. And in fact, this is a propulsion block. Right, so that's the idea. Could you explain intraday trailing and end of day drawdown? Yes. End of day drawdown is very simple. That one's the easy one. Whatever your highest balance was, realized. So if you closed the chart, like if you closed the trade in profit, whatever your highest balance was, and if we got below here, that's where I would probably go break even. Or what normally you'd want a partial, but I never had alpha zeros. I went straight from standard to premium. I traded alpha zeros way back. Alpha trader has a copy trader, yes. Sorry, so end of day trailing drawdown is very simple. Your drawdown trails, so every account starts with $2,000 to work with, and it'll keep trailing every time you make money. So if you make 500 by the end of the day, that's your highest balance. It'll go to, 1,500 because you made 500. If you make 1,000, then it'll go to 1,000. Is an AM session of FOMC meetings? Yes, red flag. That's why we're paper trading. I caught that one when IFUT with Get it. The platform works well with. Does this platform work with Fund Next Future? This platform is only for alpha futures. It's only for alpha futures. Intraday trailing drawdown is completely different. Well, kind of different. It still trails, but it doesn't matter whether you close the position or not. So end of day drawdown is calculated based on your highest balance realized. You have to close the position. Once your account actually gains the money, it calculates based off that. Intraday trailing drawdown goes off your highest account balance unrealized. So if you're in a trade and you're up 500, your drawdown will trail 500. Even if the trade is a losing trade or a break-even trade, it'll still trail. That's the downside of intraday trailing drawdown. And in my opinion, it's one of the worst things because $2,000 is already not much to work with when you're risking like 200 plus. It's already not that much to work with. So the fact that it trails while you're in a trade is a very big red flag. And it's hard to deal with. Not even necessarily hard to deal with, but it's frustrating mentally. This is NASDAQ futures, but it's a paper trade. Explain IOFED. IOFED is simply when you expect a fair value gap to, as soon as it touches it, it just rips. That's IOFED. There's specific times and situations where you would expect that to happen, right? You wouldn't go looking for that every single time. But here's an example, right? It's like this. This is a hindsight example, right? But the idea is as soon as it touches that fair value gap, boom, just immediately flips, reprices to that candle's high, and goes. That would be an IOFED entry. And there are specific conditions where you would expect that, right? Different conditions where you would expect that. You wouldn't expect that at any point today, right? Because it's FOMC high resistance, a very high resistance day. Very high resistance day, right? Let's just clear up these annotations here. Gatie, does this platform work with Funded Next futures? No, it's only for alpha futures. Funded Next, you have to use Tradeify, which is not that bad. Buy Tradeify Select, that is the best daily payout. I think so, yeah. I think Tradeify Select is definitely one of the best. Tradeify Select, Funded Next Bull, Take Profit's not bad, but they do have the live trailing. But Take Profit Trader's live account is really good. Wouldn't that be premium and discount sensitivity? Essentially, it would be a just very sensitive fair value gap. Essentially, how does news like FOMC affect the Nasdaq? I'm not worried about how it affects the price. What I'm worried about how it affects the condition. When you have big news, imagine you're a billionaire. You're trying to trade the market. You're not going to trade before big news. You're not going to risk your hard-earned $1 billion right before big news. You're going to wait for big news, right? You're going to wait for it. And then you trade after. It's not about what the news is going to send us higher, lower, nothing. That doesn't matter. The issue is we don't know, right? We don't know. What if in the afternoon session, they say something crazy like, guys, economy's going to shit. We're all screwed. And then you entered a position long or something. And that would, so it's not worth, big money doesn't tend to trade when there's big news, right? And then as a retail trader, we see that in the market. We see this. Has anyone seen this type of price action at any point this week? No, it's only today because we have FOMC in the afternoon and NVIDIA earnings. NVIDIA earnings might even be more impactful than FOMC nowadays because it's freaking NVIDIA and it pretty much has a very big percentage against the Nasdaq. Gatie, you should make a prop using a white label. Yo, I've been offered actually multiple times, but I don't think it's in me. It would take too much. The content in the streaming already takes some away from my trading. Anything more, and it's like at that point, trading is not even my number one priority. FOMC minute doesn't do anything. Brother, it's not about the candle at 2 o'clock. That's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. It doesn't matter whether the candle is a huge spiker or not. That does not matter. What matters is that big money tends to, you can just go look at it's not like a theory. Like, go see how many contracts and what's the volume like in a market like this before FOMC and after. Or before earnings and after, right? It's not about the candle at 2 p.m. The candle cannot even, it can be nothing. It can be 1 point. But it doesn't matter because you don't know it's going to be essentially not impactful until after. Yeah, but that's important. That is important, right? It's moving so slow. Yes, very choppy, very sloppy. Guys, so Alpha Futures 50% off. It ends 8 a.m. on Friday, Eastern Time. IOFED? Okay. IOFED stands for Institutional Order Flow Entry Drill. It's an entry model that ICT taught. Whether he took it from someone, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But it's very simple. The idea of IOFED is as soon as price, the idea is you're anticipating a very quick reaction from a fair value gap. So IOFED stands for Institutional Order Flow Entry Drill. Okay, I'm gonna find you a hindsight example. It's gonna be tough because it's not a low resistance day. Typically, you will not see IOFED in a high resistance condition. You're only gonna see it in a low resistance condition. There was a really nice one on the 2-minute chart somewhere. Let me see if I can find it again. It's essentially just a very sensitive reaction from a fair value gap, right? So it's like as soon as price touches the fair value gap, it just goes, right? I wouldn't even include this unless that's a 3 minute, 4 minute. Okay, let's just say this, right? So this could be could potentially classify this as a 5-minute institutional order flow entry drill. Why? Because the market put in a fair value gap when we're bullish, and as soon as the next candle reprices to this candle's low, we immediately go up higher. So we just 2 or 3 seconds and then boom. Notice how we don't completely close in the fair value gap. In this case, okay, we did by 1 or 2 ticks. But normally with IOFED, you won't see it completely close in. So for example, this fair value gap, any other day, I would expect IOFED. Why? Because there's a nice bullish order block. Sorry, there's a nice bearish order block right here. And in my opinion, the drawn liquidity is these equal lows. So any other day, we should trade into this fair value gap, this candle, and then next one just flips immediately and it starts printing lower, right? But this is not a low resistance liquidity day or a low resistance condition. This is a high resistance condition. We continuously back and forth trading in the same range. We keep going inside the fair value gaps. We keep making higher highs even though we're potentially bearish. No, that's not what IOFED is, bro. It's just that's just a side thing of IOFED. How do you move your order to the side? Settings, trading, order and position alignment, you can put it to the right. I studied that exact mentorship. He taught it in 2022, 2023, yeah, even 2024. He talks about it every year. Was that move to previous day's high not low resistance? Yeah, that was that was a low resistance liquidity run. Yeah, very quick move from org 25 all the way to previous day's high. Yeah, I would say. But the entire condition is high resistance. The entire resistance is high resistance. But you're right. Yeah, that was. Yeah, he talks about it all the time. I mean, he has a lot of models. Now it's alpha only. Alpha trader is alpha only. I think Tradeify does have a platform. I think they use TradeC. It's like kind of similar. Pretty much the same thing. What is ICT 2022 mentorship mainly about? ICT 2022 mentorship is mainly about just understanding where the market is likely to go towards and how to capitalize on moves, the entry model he teaches, with that bias. So if you're bullish, he gives you a straight up model. He says, this is what to do. This is how to decide whether you're bullish or bearish. And if you're bullish, this is what you're going to wait for. When you're bullish, you're going to wait for a run below a sell side liquidity pool. Then you're going to wait for a shift in structure. And when there's a fair value gap that occurs with the shift in structure, you can buy that fair value gap with a stop loss at the second candle low or the swing low, that form. That's it. That's what 2022 model is. And he'll go into details, obviously, about stuff like that. Hey, Gatie, are you ever right? Very much so. I haven't really been paying attention to the cup. I see he told his 1 minute candle. I see he told his 1 minute candle is our 1 hour candle on 2022. I don't remember that. Maybe I didn't hear it. TradeC is free. Yes. But you have to get an account with the platform, like with the Propfirm. S&P. You like S&P more? Yeah, S&P is weaker. This is so slow. Should move now. Don't even try to predict it. It could genuinely not move at all. Like I'm not even joking. I've seen sessions of FOMC morning where it'll just go like this all the way until lunch or PM session. All the way until lunch or PM session. Like it could genuinely do that. Can you explain S&P divergence? Okay, Nasdaq and S&P 500 are twins. Okay, Nasdaq made a higher high here. Obviously, it went above this one, but the S&P 500 did not make a higher high here. It didn't. So that's a divergence. Any other day, you would probably expect this to flush because we've been in this range a lot. In my opinion, we can probably just run this low and come right back up. I think that's possible, right? Or this one potentially. We have equal lows. So if it was to break lower, then yeah, we could potentially get a flush. Do you see 830 to 9 as accumulation? Good question. Yeah. It's not a tight consolidation, but because we didn't run any major objectives, yeah, I would say that was a pre-market accumulation, right? Then we engineer a high, manipulate, distribute previous day's high. What information do we get? Good question, but that's a really good question. Thank you for I like that question. We understand one thing that's very clear, that in this exact moment in time, the Nasdaq is stronger and the S&P 500 is weaker. Why? Well, obviously this is stronger because it went higher up, and ES is weaker because it stayed lower. So and we can see that being true. I'm gonna switch to the other chart now. This is opening range gap 50% level on the Nasdaq. We're not even close. We're not even close to it. We're 42 points away. But I'm gonna show you on the S&P 500 chart. We're already at 75%. We're way past 50, and Nasdaq's not even at 50 yet, right? And if you look at the Nasdaq, it's at 25. So we do see that the S&P 500 is weaker right now in this specific fractal, and that can be important. You took any trades? Just pivot trading today morning session. FOMC meeting minutes isn't FOMC. Why do you care about it? It is FOMC. It's important, guys. They still talk about all the policies, their opinions, what their outlooks are, all the stuff about the financial and economic, blah, 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 whatever, all that stuff. They still talk about that stuff. Not as volatile as it's not just a summary though. It's like there's still going to be information in there that they couldn't really cover in the press conference, because you can't cover everything in one press conference. Have you gotten down your era? What's that? I don't know what era is. Tradeify growth account. What about buffer? You have to build a buffer, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Ideally, if you're gonna trade with a prop firm that requires buffer, at least get the no consistency rule account, because then it's easier to build a buffer, right? Say you go for base hits, $100, but then once a week there's an A+ setup, you can go for more money, right? Have I gotten back from the losses? No, we're actually down on the month still. Let's see how much we're down exactly. And I'm talking about specifically my live account here. I mean, that's the only thing I've been consistently trading. It's where my main focus is. We're not down too much. Yeah, I think we're down we're down less than 2%. I think we're not even. I think we're down like 1% only on the live account. It's kind of hard to tell. You know what I can do? If I go to reflections, new reflection. Here, I'll tell you exactly. So far, yeah, we're down less than 1%, which is pretty good. So far from May 1st to May 20th, I'm only down $120, which is less than 1% for me. We've taken a total of 24 trades. That's a lot of trades. This can't be real. This can't be correct. This can't be accurate. Hold on, let me verify. I don't know if that includes pyramids. That's a lot of trades. That number needs to go down, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, no, it's accurate actually. Yeah, that's too many trades. We gotta really bring that number down, because there was no way there was that many A+ setups. I must be over justifying my setups. But yeah, we're only down less than 1%. And all of these were taken on live stream. So 11 wins, 8 losses, and 5 break evens. This is in May. So we got a pretty good. Oh, what ended up happening? Okay, oh, so we hit the TP. Okay. Where did we get short? We got short right here. The stop loss was here. And then we were aiming for those equal lows, right? That's it. The equal lows were right there. You can see the market pretty much immediately hit those equal lows. And then just absolutely pumped higher. To me, in my opinion, I'm looking at this right now. I think S&P 500 wants to run the previous day's high. So this previous day's high, we have not hit that on ES yet. Seeing this much speed, I think it's possible ES may want to rally higher and take out those equal highs. That's what it looks like to me. So we'll study. So previous day's highs all the way up here. I'm just gonna study. I mean, I don't even know what we would tape read. I mean, if that's 1R. Let's just tape read a 1R like this. We did just clear out the highs. Again, it still can be very sloppy and choppy, but previous day's high. You think you could have caught that bottom tick? I wouldn't even try to. It's not my style. I think there is a dashboard, but if there isn't, then they're probably just still updating it and they're like working on it. How much should one start with a live account? In my opinion, when you choose your 1% risk, I think 1% is a really good amount to risk. So whatever you can figure out, like if you want to risk $50 per trade, you need 5,000, right? In my opinion. I guess you could also do 2% risk. So I guess the least amount I would start a live account with, this is ES. The least amount I would start is $2,500, and I would risk $50 per trade. That's it. You'd risk $50 per trade, and you have a $2,500. You're risking 2%, which I'm not comfortable with. I risk 1%, less than 1% sometimes. Did you take a trade today? We just took paper trades today. 1 loss, 1 win. We went short here. We got stopped. We went short again, and we hit TP. But it's just execution. Gatie, how's the end of day work? Like, what's the end of day balance trail start from there? It goes from your highest balance on the day. So if your account was up $500 at one point, then it'll calculate $2,000 minus that balance. The bullish move was just some war news. Maybe, yeah. This one. That is true. There's been a lot of volatility. But I feel like it's never random. Like, I don't think it's random that, like, we just perfectly cleared the equal lows and the RTH low and then went higher right away. So anyone who was short just got stopped. Like, that's something we can all agree on, right? Anyone who was short at 9:30 or post 9:30, they were definitely stopped. Unless they have a stop loss floating somewhere in here, which would make no sense. And that's what the market does on a day like this. It just stops everyone out. You have to be very nimble. You didn't get stopped? Where's your stop loss, bro? You got stopped? Yeah. And that's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, guys. I'm just saying, like, that's what the market will do at days like this. You know? It will just hunt. I mean, think about it. Anyone who was long here, they also got stopped. And then anyone who was short this, they also just got stopped. So far we made one lower low, one higher high, another lower low, and now another higher high. Everyone is being stopped. So unless you're very nimble in your risk management and your exits, you're probably going to get stopped. I think it's possible we get a trend. I think that's potentially possible, but I don't know. Why break even stop? They didn't hit TP? Well, it depends. Some people might hold. Again, if they didn't exit anywhere here, then yeah, their stop would be resting there. Just don't set a stop loss. Then your bank account will. Can you go over your trades? Yeah, I can go over them. I mean, we still follow good logic. So the initial trade we took, I was looking at this as a bearish breaker block, and this was the first short. I shorted inside this fair value gap, and I thought we were going to run lower towards this red line at least. I was wrong. Market came up, swept the high, right? Once we swept out previous day's high, Then we broke down. I shorted off of this order block. So that was my entry, this bearish order block. And I left my stop loss here because understanding it's going to be high resistance. I shorted the order block. And my target was, again, just the equal lows. So this low and then a little bit lower. They were equal. And then my exit was right there. And then it just rallied higher. And I think this could potentially offer a run higher. And the drawn liquidity would be this black line on ES. 1 hour IOFED, someone said. You wouldn't have wanted to see 2 runs into this. Potentially the 2 hour. Or on NQ, yes. On NQ, yes. On NQ, yes. Yeah, it is. And you can actually trade it like that. That's actually something I've studied before. So this is the S&P 500. We have a full breaker block right here. The market has a high, sorry, low, high, lower low. We swept out the sell side. And now we have a breaker. And the target's here. And you could run a fib like this. And if it's under 1, which it is, then you know the target is achievable. We've already hit 0.25, almost at 0.5. So we'll watch this. Don't use Financial Juice or True Social for news. Sometimes I'll look at that, yeah. Hey, Gatie, by the way, 0 and premium, what's the difference overall? I'll make it very simple. 0, you can make less money from for cheaper. Premium, you can make more money from expensive. More expensive. Would you buy Alpha or Lucid now? Alpha's my #1 firm. I think everybody should have an Alpha account. And if you have 0 payouts, I'd recommend Alpha Futures 25K 0. Because it's the cheapest one, it's the easiest one to pass, and the payouts are very easy. You trade PO3 standard deviations. No, I only use standard deviations for my targets at times. I wouldn't say that's really a part of my system. Like, you could just completely eliminate it. It won't change much. It'll just tell me if my target's achievable or not. Right? So in this case scenario, I understand that this target is achievable because it's under 1 standard deviation. Right? If we're bullish. It's the first 100 premium plan max UK. Yes, it does, but you don't have to go for the max. What's the cons of Tradeify? You have to build a buffer, I guess. That's pretty much it. On Alpha 0, how many maximum payouts can you get? As many as you want. I'd recommend 0. I think 0 is like very trader friendly, in my opinion, because it's cheap. To be honest, premium is really good too. But yeah, what's the target for the 25K Alpha? Good question. I actually have no idea. I know it's easier, but I don't know how much easier. I think it's, it better be under 25. That's what I'll say. If it's more than 25, then it's not worth it. It's 1,500? Yo, it's 1,500, bro. You can risk 1,000. Oh, I guess you can only risk 500 though, because there's a daily loss. But even then, I mean, you can risk 500 for 1,500. You can definitely do that. We can paper trade along here, I believe. Wait for this to go down a little more, and we'll buy the 5-minute gap. All right, guys, we'll take a paper entry long. Did that go through? Entry, nice. And we'll run a stop here. Previous day's high. So the idea is just buying inside this fair value gap. Again, this is a paper trade, but just to demonstrate the logic, this would be a reversal model entry. So instead of just buying the break all the way up here, buying the same break with a stop loss here. The reason my stop loss is down here, you could put it here. You could put it here, but I'm going to just leave it here because I think it's a very sloppy market and it may want to even trade into here. So we're going to buy that, and any other day though, the stop loss is right here. That's 63. So just practice, really. You know, we may be able to pyramid this trade. Say we get an order block here potentially. This is on the S&P 500. The reason I'm trading ES right now is because it's just the target's really clear. Is the first payout on premium plan? Yes. If I already have one funded on Tradeify, should I buy Alpha Trader 1 or stick to Tradeify? Whichever one you want to use long term, just get that one. So then you don't have the same problem next time, right? That's the main takeaway. You just don't want to have the same problem twice. So this is paper. What time is it? Video? It's after market, so you won't see it. Go to the chart at around 4:15. You're gonna see some big candles. Hey bro, please check NQ1 daily time frame. There is lag in price for you. I can show you it if you want. This is what it looks like for me. So we traded into that weekly fair value gap. That was our initial target for the week. Tuesday had a nice wick on the closure, so Wednesday bullish. And if Wednesday closes bullish, that pretty much confirms that Monday's high is possible. And if we do get an expansion week, then we could go all the way up to previous week's high. But that may be deferred to next week. But I wouldn't confirm any bias yet because NVIDIA earnings can change everything, genuinely. It could genuinely change everything. So, this is TradingView. What's the record today? What do you mean the record? What record? Can we trade at 415? Good question. I think so. Mark, yeah, I think so. Because electronic hours closes 5:59, so you can with Propfirms. I mean, it wouldn't be in regular trading hours. It'd be like after hours. Yeah, the market's open. Use your code on Alpha, guys. Everyone who's listening right now, if you use my code with any prop firm, send me a message on Discord. Especially if it's Alpha Futures or Lucid Trading, because those giveaways are the biggest. But even if it's the other ones too, I have giveaways for that too. Win loss, we took one loss on the Nasdaq short, and then took one win on another Nasdaq short. So I guess 1 and 1. This is paper today, but it's good practice, right? See how we can come in today with just good principle and good just practice, right? Not every day has to be about making money. Anyways, message me on Discord, guys, because Discord is very good. And the Alpha Futures giveaway, guys, 8 accounts. Guys, 8 accounts and an iPad. Somebody's going to walk away with an iPad. Somebody's going to walk away with an iPad. It's pretty crazy. Bottom tick? I just bought the fair value gap. I mean, it could get sloppy, choppy, but just practice. Just buying the breaker. Maybe you guys can't see the breaker. So simple, we swept the sell side and we have a breaker and my target's up here. My standard deviation model tells me that it's an achievable target. And I think when we saw this speed, it was kind of telling that we could go up there. I don't trade FOMC morning. That's the only reason. So what's PO3? Stands for power of 3. Essentially, the way I would explain it to someone, not accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I would explain it the way I use it, I guess. Maybe there's another term, but I just say power of 3 to say power of 3. Is you're trying to time distributions around specific candle opens and macros. That's it. You're trying to time distribution with specific candle opens and macros, right? That's what it is. So reaction blocks, no, I don't really use them. If the one who wins the iPad is in a different country, we'll ship it to you. Don't worry, brother. Every winner so far has been a different country. How can I send you a message on Discord? It's in the description or it's in my bio. You can message me privately or you can message me in the community if you want. You can just go here and say Gatie. Like, you can go like at GatieTrades. Holy shit, there's so many. Let me ban these freaking guys, bro. Holy shit, man. Full-time scammers. Crazy. I just searched up Gatie and there was like 5 of them. Please look at gold. Holy lord. Okay. What is this, NVIDIA? Look at gold. I don't see anything that's worth saying holy lord for. I mean, yeah, okay, that pump on gold is pretty nice. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Nasdaq's moving the same, which is good. Can I just clear something up, by the way? Someone out there is trying to say that gold and Nasdaq should be moving opposite. That's not how it works. They're not inversely correlated to each other, right? In fact, if anything, they're correlated to each other, right? They're both inversely correlated to dollar index. Obviously, they can move different sometimes because gold is a commodity and there actually is some sort of real life supply and demand factor. But they're not inversely correlated to each other. That's just simply not a thing. It's not like if gold goes down, indices go up, right? It's a dollar it's a correlation to dollar. Now there are times where like people will put their money into gold and not indices, which in that case it actually makes sense. But how do you determine if it'll be a liquidity sweep or a breakout? Yeah, no, higher time frame. I mean, it's simple, Lori. Very simple question I'll ask you. Do you think we're gonna run previous day's high? If so, then this makes sense. Do you think we're gonna stay range bound and not run the daily objective? Then it would be obviously a short here instead, right? That's the question you have to ask yourself. And if it's unclear, maybe you wait for more confirmation, right? Maybe you wait for the second leg and you take a long like this, maybe, or something. And that's it. Do you think I can do CPI method? Honestly, probably. Yeah. I'm not recommending it. I've never done it, but it's probable. You can go ahead and roll the stop to break even here. I mean, if it makes a lower low at that point. I mean, let's just run it. Oh, sad. Yes, paper. I have a TPT funded with 200 drawdown. Oh, good question. And I don't think that's against the rules, right? I mean, is it even a full port? It's $200. I mean, yeah. I mean, you could pyramid here. You absolutely could pyramid here. You could move your stop to 412 and pyramid. My rule for high resistance protocol is no pyramids. Again, I mean, this is a paper trade. If it was a low resistance day, oh yeah, we're in there like swimwear. Like I'm pyramiding on this candle close, stops trail to here. I would have never even had my stop loss originally would have been here, but I don't know how this can move, right? It's still FOMC morning. You don't want to ever get, like, it could go into consolidation at any point, and I wouldn't be surprised, you know? So, I'd be a lot more comfortable just sitting at break even. I want to be able to use your tool settings. Your main ones are on day on Discord. I have a YouTube video that goes over all my settings, brother. You may like that one. Yeah. If we're overshooting this fair value gap, my eyes would go down to these two candles. Any other day, sort of respected right here and kept trending, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but any other day, I think so. Thanks, bro. You got it, man. Yeah, it's really important to have a clean chart. I really like my chart schematic right now. I don't think I'll ever change it, to be honest. I think my chart's S tier. Can I still enter? Firstly, no. If you have to ask, the answer is no. You shouldn't have to second guess your entries. But if you were, it would look something like this, I guess. Or you wait for another model, which would be a closure above and stop loss here. Like that. If it goes above. W again. This is not alpha chart. This is TradingView. But it looks pretty much the same. Traded on my phase 2, ended up with break even. Nice. That's not a bad outcome, in my opinion. I mean, and I think in everyone's opinion, right? Took longs off the 5-minute gap. Look, let me drop you guys a banger quote, okay? Losing a trade. Sorry, what was I gonna say? Missing a trade means nothing, right? Maybe today was gonna be A+ delivery and you missed it. Okay, that's fine. You didn't spend any money. Missing a trade, it costs nothing. But forcing a trade can cost you everything. What's good, Sai? Took longs off the 5-minute gap tap and 1-minute inverse 1026. Just hit TP. Nice, bro. That's nice. As long as you followed your rules, yeah, that's what matters. Guys, shout out. Yo, no glaze. Sai has S tier content, bro. I don't even watch people for content because, like, trading content is like, I don't know. It's like mostly like educational stuff is what you look for. But this guy is actually hilarious. Like, he's actually funny content, honestly. I promise you, everyone who would, if you just listen to his videos for like 5 minutes, it's actually freaking hilarious and very relatable. SL hit now? Yeah, I mean, that's why it's there, right? I mean, I'd want to be off. I mean, this is paper anyways today, but I'd want to be risk off. I wouldn't want to see it make a body low. Obviously, it could wick here, but that's re-entry territory, if anything. No, it's good, man. It's good. Thoughts on the Middle East affecting the market? Um, Me personally, guys, I don't really care about the news. Like, whether it, I want price to confirm it anyways. I mean, you could have really bad news. Sometimes nothing will happen. The best example I can give you is earnings. Sometimes a company will absolutely destroy earnings and the stock won't move or it'll go down. And it's like, what? I thought the news. Don't let the news. Don't try to correlate news with bullish or bearish, in my opinion. Just let price confirm, right? Just let price confirm. That's how I go about it. Because at the end of the day, I mean, people are going to get the news before you, right? Like, I'm not going to get the first access. So maybe people already know NVIDIA earnings and they already are positioned in long or short. I don't know. I know me sitting on my desk getting the information super delayed is not an edge for news. Appreciate you, Rhino. I mean, I'm just chilling, right? Usually if I'm in a trade, I try to focus on the trade, but because we're just here chilling, it doesn't really matter. What's good, Leon? Didn't you say no trades? This is paper. We're just practicing. Just practicing. In fact, if I'm being honest, guys, I think AM session might even be better than PM. I think AM would be better than PM because NVIDIA earnings is very impactful. Like, it's a very impactful moment. Speaking of which, we bought some NVIDIA yesterday. And if it goes below 200, I will buy more. Yeah, pre-market in London was good today. That's typically what happens. When you anticipate a bad morning session, usually the overnight session or pre-market will give you a nice move. Appreciate you, Sai. Yeah, spamming roses. Yeah, yeah. I took a pre-market short on my accounts today. It was on NQ. I posted it in the Discord, and you guys can see it if you want. It was a pretty good short. This was the only actual execution I took today. And the idea was very simple. I mean, range bound market and pre-market, 7:30 a.m. Why? Because I was expecting morning session to be bad, right? So Holy shit, 123. That's got to be like a world record. Tokyo also gave me a 1-7 today. Nice, yeah. Honestly, Asia session has been kind of printing. I'll admit that. We've done a lot of Asia session study. This was yesterday. Notice the model repetition here. Swept buy side, we have equal lows. We break down to new day opening gap and sell side, okay? The day before, we swept buy side. Oh, sorry, this was beforehand. I said I was looking for that, and then it played out. This was the day before. Same idea. Buy side, sell side, and new day opening gap. And then again, we swept the buy side, back to new day opening gap. And I think that actually ended up reversing after. The last time before that, did a lot of Asia session stuff. This one, right? So idea, the buy side swept. We had equal lows. I don't know if I think that one played out. Oh, I think it got stopped out here actually. Shorted. Here's another example. Oh no, this is sorry, AM session. I guess there's not as much Asia stuff in here. Could have sworn there was like a period of time where we were trading Asia like every day. You got stopped out the same shorts? What? Yeah, I'm live every day. Hi, already in drawdown, mate. That's okay. Not every day has to be green, brother. We overshot this fair value gap, and we came back into this inversion. Five minis. Okay, that losing day might be a little bit dramatic. It might be a little more. Asia has been banging, honestly. It really has been very clear, and you get those, you know, when you enter and it starts going very quickly. That's been happening. Why do you think the shorts from right now didn't play out? Which candle? Which time candlestick? Well, I'll tell you one thing. The reason I think shorts didn't continue lower is, well, there's only two possible options. Either one, we're bullish, or two, we're neutral, meaning up, down, up, down, up, down. Initially, I thought we were going to continue that seek and destroy. But now that I saw this displacement, I think S&P 500 can take out the previous day's high, right? Nasdaq's already done it. I think ES will get there. I think it's possible it also goes sideways, and then it happens going into NVIDIA. Only in pre-market, Toby. I've been kind of in a slump on my live and funded, so I'm trying to keep it low key. Also executing a lot less. I've been kind of alternating and swapping, just trying to get back into the groove. But today I did. Asia session, I traded from like 7 to 9, but a lot of people do like 8 to 10. But for me, 7 to 9. Take care, team. Yeah, appreciate you, brother. Just type paper trade on screen. Some people copy your trades, even paper. Well, damn, and they'd be happy if they copied this one. Is this worth longing? I personally, not for me. That's why I'm on paper today. But for you, you have to decide. You have to figure out. Like, the way you figure out is you trade multiple mornings of FOMC, and you figure out how do you perform on those days. I almost always lose, if I'm being honest, right? I did notice recently that the first 30 minutes can actually be a pretty good clear run, which in my opinion, it kind of was. I mean, I think that short here was clear, and even the long here, if you took it, I think that it could also have been pretty clear. And this one too, but this is after the first 30 minutes. Now this is going into lunch. Things change. But you just, it's not even discipline, really. It's not discipline. It's just knowing what's most profitable for you, right? Is it most profitable for you to trade FOMC morning? Is that going to make you more money in the long term, or is it going to make you less money? If the answer is less money, then simply just don't trade, right? You have to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. One day I want to meet you IRL and thank you for the knowledge. Appreciate you, bro. I mean, you can always message me on Discord. I'm a pretty, like, isolated, secluded guy. Like to just do my thing. You know who Paris is? Yeah, that's a Pokemon, bro. That's the crab Pokemon. Oh, Paris. That's this one. Free from eval jail. You know what's annoying? I'm actually gonna make a TikTok about this. I swear Propfirms never run a discount when I'm trying to pass accounts. Always gotta pay top dollar. But when I have accounts, 50% off. 50, bro? When have I ever done I've never seen a 50%. And all of a sudden, Lucid and Alpha want 50%? Come on, bro. Where were you guys 2-3 weeks ago? Like 50% is no joke, man. What information do you journal? I'm going to give you guys the most sauce for my trading system that exists. Are you ready? It's in the Discord, and it's free. Go to my free Discord. Go to the trading section. Gems Power of 3 Masterclass, GatieTrades, that's me. 3rd edition. I just recently updated my trading system. Everything you need is here. Okay? This is exactly how I trade. You guys can't see. This is exactly how I trade every day and the full process. If you want to know how I journal, that's also here. This is exactly how I journal. This is what I keep track of. Appreciate you, Devon. I want a 100% discount. Only. That's what I Alpha Futures. I have most of my payouts from Alpha Futures. I don't know how many, but it's a good amount. That's the firm I got most of my payouts with. I want 100%. I want 100% too, bro. How do you open Alpha Trader platform? I got a link a long time ago, and I've just been using the same link. But I think what you need to do is, if you got an account, go to Alpha Futures dashboard, select Alpha Trader, and then click account info, and then I think you can go from there. 1050 macro continuing line, 15-minute BISI. Is that my stop loss? 15-minute BISI. Let's run this all the way to break even. Yeah, that's a possibility. If I'm being honest, I don't want there to be another opportunity to get in. Like, if I was in this, I think it would just go up and not give an opportunity. How are you? I'm good. Appreciate you. What's the final TP targets? Previous day's high on S&P 500. Alpha giving any free accounts away? If you use a code, they're doing accounts completely free. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Are you playing games right now? Yeah, it kind of is, really. Yeah, appreciate you, Devon. Yeah, bro, I'm always here, man. I still have like a lot of stuff I want to accomplish. So, if I was ever to retire streaming, I feel like it would be like a lot. And even if I did retire live streaming, I would just do it in like a Discord and like invite specific people. I don't think I'd ever retire because I don't know. But I got a lot more I want to accomplish. Spurs or Thunder game 2, brother. Great question. I have no idea. So if you're talking about placing some moolah, I would stay away from the money line. Genuinely, I think it can go either way. Alpha must be getting a lot of sales right now. They're taking a while to give me my accounts. Yeah, probably. Probably. If you use my code, message me on Discord if you want to join the giveaway. Gatie and Jordy. I actually really like Jordy. He's a really, really kind person. He's really cool. Just buy another 2 flex. Message me on Discord, Victor. Message me on Discord. It's the only way I can add you into the giveaway. Gatie, how about launching your own prop firm? Good question. I've actually been asked multiple times, and I just don't have it in me because you have to make money by people losing. You know, I can't do it. I don't think. Also, my main priority is to improve my trading still. Like, I still consider myself a student of the market. I still want to improve. You didn't. You got to think about the giveaways, bro. Especially alpha, because alpha sometimes you run like an iPad. You just never know, man. Like, obviously, only one person wins, but trust me, like every time I've messaged the person who won the iPad, bro, they're just so happy. You know, it tends to be someone who like it's been people who just get one account, which is I guess kind of sad because some people go for like multiple. But at the end of the day, like anybody can win a giveaway. But they just get so happy, man. It's so nice to see. Even I don't have an iPad, bro. I trade on my phone. I should probably get an iPad because it's a lot easier. Anyways, I'm still a student of the market, so I just feel like I have a lot to improve. Maybe once I really get to a higher level of trading, which would be maybe I don't know 4 years, maybe 5 years, maybe then I'll open a prop firm. And I would just what I would do is like let people pick the rules. Honestly, like I would just let people pick, so they just have the best things that they can get, and even if it's like less profitable for me, but it's just such a scammy. Like I hate Propfirms. Like really, the system is just such a scammy system. Yeah, obviously, the goal is to like prevent people from getting lucky and getting paid, right? That's the goal. Like people have to earn it. The issue is it's like 50%. You got 2 days, brother. So Friday at 8 a.m. That's when the 50% alpha goes away. The thing is, like I get you, it's people who deserve it, but the issue is it's kind of like promoting not gambling, but like there's a lot of people who are just gambling prop firms, right? And it's like for example opening up a casino where you can spend $50 but you can make unlimited, but you know everyone that comes is not gonna actually follow that plan. They're just gonna gamble. 50% every single account, brother. Yeah, I would buy your prop firm accounts. I mean, only for some time. Yeah, I mean, I actually, if you don't know, I was actually making a prop firm at one time, but then I quit. I was like, no, I don't think I can do it. But I gave them the rules, and I was basically telling them like no buffer, uh, easy like minimum payouts, no news, like the easiest stuff, right? That's what I would do. But again, it's not my focus. Like I have to put my time and energy towards improving trading still. Now the goal is to make as much money as possible. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I feel like if you make a platform that takes care of your risk management, all platforms do not really help you. Yeah, that's another thing. What if you made a prop firm where like you would you like have to set a daily loss limit for yourself? You can choose. You can choose 2,000. You can choose 200. Right? That'd be cool. Like it's a mandatory thing to set. Like you sign and then you can change it, but you have to set it. But you get to choose what the number is. If you want to do 2,000, so you risk the whole amount in one day, sure. If you want to do 200, but then it's like that's actually a pretty good idea. That way, like you're kind of forced to follow. That could be beneficial to traders. I mean, a lot of people will just do 2,000, but at least you get the option to because the lockout feature. I know it helps a lot of people, right? Tracy prints that up fast and smooth and trading. Yeah, trading the PM session. I will be live for PM session. Whether I execute or not, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I will be live prepared. I kind of have to see the tricky part with PM session today is you want to see if it's going to be really slow, like even slower than this because of Nvidia earnings. I'll be live at 2 p.m. Eastern time, right before the news, like 1:55, right before the FOMC minutes. I'll be live, and like I said, you just want to be cautious that the Nvidia earnings causes a really slow market. We took a short today as well, and we took two shorts actually, one stop loss and one TP. Basically like this, I guess something like this, pretty much. I got stopped on this. My thought was too high. Too high or too low? The same short, nice, yeah. The previous day high sweep. went down to the equal lows. I think that was a very textbook 950 macro play. Oh, you got stopped out somewhere here, you mean? This is demo, yeah, this is paper. The only actual trade I took today was pre-market, actually. So today was actually kind of a successful day for pre-market. I took this pre-market short. Shorted initially, half risk, saw this reaction off the breaker. I really liked the breaker. I saw that wick, so I got in like right here. That was second entry, third entry in this fair value gap, stop loss here, and then TP sell side. And then I took a pyramid here as well. Yeah, good pyramiding. But I started with half risk, so it wasn't like I wasn't going from 1% and like so it wasn't as much as it looked like probably. I started with half and I was just building up to full if I saw it good. Yeah. So at this point in time, right, the 15-minute breakaway, we talked about that. Didn't want to see that be offered as an opportunity. And now we're looking for that final target. We do have a fair value gap here. For good measure, we can pyramid one in there. Not that bad. It's only 10 points. I guess it's pretty good. And we're still our risk is still covered with that pyramid, right? That's what matters. So it doesn't like our risk is still covered. I don't know what that means. This would be IOFED, by the way. People have been talking about it all live stream. This is where I would anticipate IOFED. Alpha sales until Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern time. 50% off until Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern time. It will go slowly. I think it may go slowly, but I don't want to see it come back down here. You could even run a stop at 414. The body secure for 4 points there. Yeah. So already, like this IOFED is kind of invalidated. You would not want to see it come back like the way it just did, unless there's a 2-minute play. I guess there potentially could be. We'll just label it like this. So just studying how price trades into this. The price is in there. Yeah, let's just do that. I think that's pretty clean. I think you guys can see everything, right? Do you like Celsius? I don't know what that is. Like degrees Celsius? I don't know. How would that be an IOFED in the premium side of the buy model? Great question. You're right. Normally you'd look for IOFED in a discount of the range. But specifically in this scenario, this is a second stage market maker buy model. This is your second stage delivery. I'm going to zoom out and show you. This is your buy model, right? And the idea is that second stage, you tend to expect speed. So that final leg from fair value gap to take profit tends to be speed, right? It tends to be speed. But you're right. We are in a premium on the day, but you just have to also keep in mind the higher time frame. I think the hourly chart might be best. So you can see here, like this would be your market maker buy model, right? This is your consolidation, leg 1, leg 2, reversal. I think there's SMT here, maybe not. Then we get expansion, leg 1, and then the idea is that final push. It's that final push where you want to see speed, right? Because the idea is anybody with a stop loss here in this liquidity zone or area, whatever, You don't want to see them for a chance to get out. It's like a shot right through, and you even want to see it extend through that, really, ideally, with a body. That's scenario one, the most ideal scenario, and what you'll see most often. When it's high resistance, sometimes what you'll see actually is we'll just set equal highs. That builds up even more liquidity, right? That'll build up even more liquidity. So if we set equal highs, people will see that as whatever, retail resistance, rejection, false breakout, whatever. And then they short again. So there could be another inducement, which means like the market will get aggressively lower with the sole purpose of trying to trick people to get in short and then run them. So those are your two scenarios. What you don't want to see is just consolidation. To me, that's just a little bit more random. It's a drink? So, Celsius is a drink? I never tried it, I guess. I entered at 169.75. 169.75. How long after FOMC are you trading? Good question. It's going to be a game time decision, brother. It could be 30 minutes and we can call it a session. It could be the whole time, possibly. It should be really clear within the first 15 to 30 minutes if we're going to be actually participating. I'll be live at 2 p.m. Eastern time, or just before 1:55, I guess. CE of 1 minute energy after displacement. 116. Give me the minute. If you ever want to show me or tell me the trade that you took, win, lose, whatever, what minute did you enter at? No, like which candle, not like the time frame. Like which candle? Because 169, but I can go to 169 like 5 times. Like there's probably been a lot of times we hit 169. Oh, so you probably entered at 1028? 1020, nice. That's a really good entry. I like that. We took out the low at 1018. So similar entry to me. Basically this fair value gap. Yeah, that's really nice. If you trade off of fair value gaps, that's a really good one to trade. You're buying the fair value gap that forms after trading into another fair value gap. This is a really good model. Yo, Gatie, will my eval consistency is off by $70? Will I pass? Good question. Depends on the firm. I don't. $70 is quite a bit. You may need to make like 20 or 30 more. $735 long. $735? $735? Are you in a different time zone? That's like here. With Alpha. Alpha does have a little bit of a room. You might need to make a little more. $70 is a little more. I think the buffer is like 20 to 30 bucks. I'm selling gold, 13 15-minute gold rejection demand zone. Okay. Sure. I won't even try to argue that. But my only question to you is, Ryan, is what makes you think that 15 and 30-minute demand zone is gonna hold or whatever? Like I'm assuming something like this. You mean, right? Like what makes you think that this one specifically is gonna hold? That would be my question to you, brother. Oops, sorry, I meant to type that. That would be my question to you. I entered longs at 14. It filled me at 77. 14? Wait. Oh, you mean 1014? I was gonna say. I thought you meant at 29.014. I was like, damn, you bought it right where. Okay, I see. 1077. Yeah, I mean that is kind of scary, but you just have to remember, like something that always will calm me is you have to remember the range. Like let's say you're looking for this. Let's say this is your low and that's your target. But even even if you took an entry all the way here, it's still 1R, right? So like, as long as your entries are in there, it's not bad at all. Long since 122. 22. 29, 122. Similar entry to me. WCOM. Yeah, it's like nice to know. Like, people think this is FOMO. People think this is FOMO. People think entry here is FOMO, or this fair value gap is FOMO. But there's still so much range higher, right? That like you don't have to worry, you know. Now, obviously, if you're someone who demands 2R or 3R at least, okay, you know, you don't want to put a bad stop loss. So even if you entered here on this candle's closure, and say your stop loss was here, you can only get potentially 1.75. But even then, you could always pyramid. You could always pyramid, right? It's all about the target. Like, don't worry about the entry as, like, from entry to target, how much range? Okay, so you said, and below 200 EM. Okay, so you're basically saying, overall, you think we're bearish? Seems like this was a retracement in your mind? And you think it's oversold. What makes you think it's oversold? Or do you mean overbought? Because you're going short? I have to lock in on my eval, bro. You might as well take your time, Def. You like, you know, like you don't really like no activation fee for like oversold, overbought. You mean? What makes you think it's overbought, right? Because I would personally, I mean, I would argue differently in my opinion. I mean, okay, I'll be honest. The higher time frame is quite bearish, but we did take out Tuesday's low. You think I should copy them? Either full port them one by one, or risk like 1%. Risk 1% on them copying. When you talk, it's like hieroglyphics being translated. Thanks, bro. We had a CSD on the 4-hour time frame to bullish on gold. A lot of people trade gold, huh? Or I think you mean on Nasdaq. Yeah, in my opinion, all-time highs is in question. I would say. I wouldn't say it's confirmed because again, Nvidia earnings can quite literally. Nvidia earnings can change everything in 1 minute. Genuinely, like it could move 200-300 points in either direction. Do you recommend? Do I get commit? No commissions off activation fees. Don't get me wrong; it's probably a counter trend trade on a slight pullback. No, I mean it's okay to give it an idea. I'm just questioning you because I like to get people thinking about making sure they're following their rules, and it's not just like because a lot of the time what people see is, oh, I want to short here, not because I'm bearish, but because if it plays out, I can make this much money potentially, right? But because that's a lot nicer looking than let's just say you took a long on the pullback, right? And even though technically maybe this trade is better, like higher probability, I don't have a bias. I'm just saying potentially the other trade is prettier because you would be catching the full huge 4-1, and at the end of the day, you just have to know what you're looking for, right? We'll just keep this labeled for now. That would be nice if I did, yeah. Ever since you told me to identify risk, I've now passing accounts like you're cooking with a sauce. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the most important things, honestly. You have to define your risk for every trade and every day beforehand. And that's like probably one of the main keys to not over trading and over leveraging and also taking bad trades after. You have to pick a number that you're comfortable losing, right? How do you copy trade on TradingView, Take Profit Trader? You have to get a third-party trade copier subscription. I would personally recommend this one that I use, especially because there's a free trial. Where is it? You can try it out for free for 7 days. Actually, I don't even know that's still running, actually. This is the one I use. It's called Copyron Futures Trade Copier. I only use it because I know the owner. So that's amazing, Devin. I'm happy for you, bro. It's the consistency too, right? Like one day lose, fine. Lose trade, win, fine. But you keep showing up with the same process and mindset. Do I really want to sit here for a paper trade? I have been sitting here for a while. Yeah. Appreciate you, Ryan. Any Arsenal supporters extend the live session? Yeah, I guess we might have to. I mean, I don't have a bootcamp meeting today because most of bootcamp didn't trade. Um, the session was actually not too bad, to be honest. I think it'll be honestly better than PM session. Cool, 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 cool. Look at the candles now completely dying off. They're like so small now. How do you recommend starting a trading TikTok page? I recommend starting right now. Like this second right now. Like make an account. Think of a name that you don't want to change. You know, something, I don't know, something cool. Defi's pretty cool. Defi NQ maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Something. Start it today and then you rock with it. Start posting. Just start posting. That's my best advice. How much did I risk with 700 dot on left? I would, me personally, I'm a fan of just risking what you were before. Um, but if you really want to try your best to rebuild the account, I think 150 is a good number. Yo, you want to pick for the New York game, or I mean the you mean the OKC game? Look at these candles, really, really dying out in volume as we go into lunch. Yeah, do it, bro. You have the idea, but you're always taking losses and making it seem like that many is normal. You have the idea. Don't try to force trade. I can agree with you that I did take more trades than I would like to be taking in May. We're already at a pretty high number. I'm talking about my live account here specifically. You are right about that. Oh, we got some volatility in there. Can we spike 440? Nice. Wow, look at that. Holy shit. How did you trust the longs? Previous day's high on ES, just a very strong objective. Once we got the breaker here, this was my first entry. Yeah, we kind of killed it on paper today. They didn't even get the best fill. I mean, not that it matters, but yeah, that was probably some news driver that came into play. But if you were long, yeah, I mean, there was definitely a news driver in play there. You can see dollar index kind of breaking lower. Yeah, I think it's possible this can confirm the daily bias switching back to bullish now. But yeah, this is definitely a little bit of news volatility. That candle just opened and immediately printed. But hey, I mean, I think the bias was bullish anyways, and that was just the last kind of push. We just kind of needed that push. Yeah, I gotta trade like this. I gotta trade like. Is Devon still here, bro? Devon, I need you. I need you, bro. Like I gotta be trading like this. Like very nice, calm, patient, trusting the bias, good stop loss placement and trailing. We gotta continue this on the live account. Anyways, that was very fun. I appreciate all of you guys coming through to the live stream today. I will be live again for PM session in the afternoon session. So 1:55 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to come through, I will see you guys then and there. As always, if you guys use my code with any of these prop firms, send me a message on Discord. Otherwise, you're not going to be entered into the giveaway. You have to message me on Discord. I will get you in if you use my code. Alpha Futures 50% off. What was the reason for the Drake? I don't know. Someone in chat will probably drop it. The U.S. is in final talks with Iran. Yeah, something about Iran war updates. Yeah. So I will see you guys in the afternoon. Take care. Take care. Stay safe. And until next time, peace. Alpha Trader is really good. I'll be using it, but I already have 5 alpha accounts. But I've tested it out. I do have an account that they gifted me. But I already have 5 accounts with alpha, so I can't really switch. But it is very good. And I can show you guys what it looks like in the afternoon. I already showed you guys here in the morning. But I'll show you guys again in the afternoon as well if you're curious how it looks like and how it's